I am tired of looking for videos on what gachas are coming out in 2025 and finding myself checking the same open world 3D games urban environment bullshit that everyone else is showing. So today I bring you the Kumari games, the waifu collectors, the idle slop that I enjoy to play on this channel. I'm gonna be talking about the games that I'm excited for coming out in 2025. Of course, all of them are gacha games, and most of them, if not all of them, are for the most part waifu collectors rather than true games, if you will, right? I like my PNG games. Now, that said, before we start, as usual, hello the internet, welcome back to the Waifus. I am Sefhi, your favorite gambling addict. Today's topic is gonna be gacha games coming out in 2025 that I am excited about, underrated games if you wish. There is only one of the games that is going to be a 3D open world. The rest are all of them your usual 2D and some of them 3D auto battlers for collecting your girls. As usual, leave a like and subscribe to help me grow the channel. And we're going to start with the first game, and it's going to be a name that rings a bell for a lot of you, and that is Illusion Connect. Illusion Connect is a game that originally came out in 2020, but now is making a comeback. Now, the game has a lot of niche management issues, but it's a title that a lot of people remember with love because it was our introduction to gacha games, or just because overall the game was pretty generous and you could collect a lot of the characters with their skins for free without spending money. Now, this new version for now it's coming only into China through TapTap, most likely also through Bilibili, but it's basically the same thing. Nothing has changed. It looks like it's a new company bringing this title to life. So there is a lot of incognitos when it comes to how generous it's going to be, if they are going to be as good as the previous versions, or if it's going to be something they just revive to try to make some money. Now, for those of you who don't know, this game had so many good units. For example, Fenebeth was one of my favorite waifus, even the basic tank, Angela, Miyuki. There were so many cool units in this game, and I hope they bring most of them back. Once again, there is still not a release date, and as you can see, the gameplay is not going to be for most people, but I'm here to show you the auto battlers, the waifu collectors, not the games that are 3D with actual gameplay, okay? That said, Illusion Connect is the game that I'm probably one of the most excited about, and the first one that I wanted to talk about today. The second one that I want to be talking is going to be Silver and Blood. Silver and Blood is a game that I already made a couple videos on this channel about, and I was lucky enough to play the latest beta that they did a few months back. Now, Silver and Blood is basically Nike, Goddess of Victory, with a skin on top of vampire waifus. There's also a couple husbandos, and there is also a tree for some reason. But this is literally Nike one-to-one on the systems, on the gacha, on the shop, on the events, but they have changed the gameplay, and now you have vampire waifus instead of robots. Now, this is a game that even though it's clearly plagiarizing a lot of things from Nike, I'm interested in playing. When we played the beta, it was actually pretty fun. The rates are decent. My biggest issue with this game is not the game itself or the gameplay. It's a 3D auto battler, as you can see, but the company behind it. This is the company that's behind Watcher of Realms, and I've made also a couple videos talking about them on why they are pretty bad. They are known for rate manipulation, they are known for closing their games, and they are known for being really stingy when it comes to their games and their shops. So we'll see when this game comes out, if it's gonna be following their other titles, or they will change and be a little bit more generous this time. The third title that I want to be talking today is going to be Prometheus. Now, Prometheus is a game that was announced years ago, a few years ago in fact. The problem with this game is that as of right now, it's only coming to China and we don't even have a specific date on when it's happening. Prometheus caught my attention because of the art style. As you can see, it reminds me of other JRPG titles where you have a 3D world but your characters are in 2D. In this case, it's a voxel world with your characters being more vectorized and more normal artwork. The game looks amazing. The gacha was a 1.2% if I remember correctly from the previous Chinese beta, but as of right now, there is not a specific date and we don't know if we'll finally be getting this in 2025 or we can just keep coping on a release date. Prometheus is one of the few games we do not know the date, but when it comes to Trickal RE, we know it's coming in the upcoming months because they already have the pre-registration up for the Taiwanese version. Now, Trickal RE is a title that you guys see me play every day on our streams, and I've been playing it since June last year. It's a meme title. This is a meme game that doesn't take itself seriously. Thinks of, for example, Precone, but with a meme style and pretty cute characters. This is a super generous game. You can collect everything as a free-to-play. The skins are cheap. If you wanna well, of course, there are dupes that will be making you a lot stronger for PvP and raids. But as a free-to-play, you can just enjoy the story and collect all of the characters in the game. I already have a wiki ready for it if you wanna be checking out the game and understand some of the systems that they have to offer. Trickal RE is one of my favorite titles coming out this year. We do know it's coming, and the Taiwanese server should be the same as the Japanese and the English version. All of them should be releasing at the same time. When there is a date, I will be making a separate video, but this is by far one of my favorite titles and the one I'm most happy about to actually know it's coming and we don't need to keep waiting longer. On a similar note, and a game that actually was a surprise last year to get to know, is Chaos Zero Nightmare. Now, this is a game by Smilegate, a company known not only for their gacha games, but also for their MMOs. Epic 7, you have Lost Ark, they have a few games like Outer Planes, etc. Outer Planes looks like it's a little bit more mature than other gachas, where they don't shy away from actually showing blood and killing characters, in contrast to the usual gacha game, where they refrain from these things, mostly because the age restriction. This brings me hope into their character design to actually have more fan service and to have a more dark story where you actually have normal characters and they are not robots this time. A lot of gachas will go for the robot characters because it's easy to kill them and keep a lower age rating. That said, Chaos Zero Nightmare is coming out this year, but we do not know a specific date yet. This is going to be a card auto battler similar to Reverse 1999 but with really pretty animations, and it's one of the titles that I'm more cautious about because I have not played a lot of these Smilegate games when it comes to mobile, but I have played their MMOs, and let's be honest, they are not the best ones when it comes to like actually gating some of the systems or making them free to play friendly. And on the same note, on not trusting companies, we have to talk about the next game on the title, and that's going to be Destiny Child. Now, you might be thinking, Sefhi, what the fuck? Destiny Child, that game is dead. Yes, but it's coming back by Come2US. Now, for those of you who don't know, Come2US bought the IP rights to make a new game for Destiny Child, which is kind of a surprise considering they actually made an offline version and didn't want to be selling it, but it is what it is. Now, Come2US is not developing the game, they are only publishing it. The company that's going to be actually developing the game is going to be Tiki Taka Studio. And as you can see on their website, they have 2 other games they have already made and are publishing for Come2US. So they are basically a developer subsidiary for Come2US that just makes games for them. Now, my only issue with this title, even though it's on the list and I want to play it, is that Come2US is not known specifically for their fan service. I am worried that this game will be censored down a lot. The most fan service Come2US has is Starseed, I will say, and it's decent, but it's not amazing. And speaking of fan service, we can talk about our next game, Crosscore. Crosscore is a title that I've made previous videos on my channel, 1 or 2, and it's a game that was censored twice, not 1 but 2 times. Now the good news is that they decensored the title and actually made it pretty good when it comes to the fan service. The other good news is that you can get the skins for free as a free-to-play player just by playing the game and clearing stages, similar to, for example, Arknights, where you get the premium currency when you are clearing stages. The bad news for this, however, is that the game is not confirmed to come to global yet, and it's already more than 1 year old when it comes to CN. So if this was to come to global, it would be this year. If it's not coming out in 2025, I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we will ever get Crosscore in a global or English version. So we can pray that this game will be coming out in 2025 and that maybe we get a properly translated version this year. And speaking on Chinese developer, we can talk about the last game, and it's actually going to be the only open world title I mentioned today, Azur Promilia. Now, I know what you might be thinking, Sefhi, you said no open world games, but I have copium that Azur Promilia will have good fan service. Now, I know this is nothing but copium, but my expectations for Azur Promilia is the same levels as Azur Lane, a good gacha, good waifus, good skins, and free-to-play friendly. The reality is that I believe it's going to be another Hoyo copy when it comes to the gacha and when it comes to the monetization. But I really have some hopes that the developers actually don't try to change their player base and who their target audience is with this new title. Azur Promilia looks pretty nice. I like the Palworld element, the Pokemon element. They have a lot of things that could be making the game more interesting rather than just your dailies and you're out. But we'll see, as they have to be publishing this game before summer ends, since that is when their license actually ends up in China. So we are getting absolutely the game this year. It's a matter of what month they decide to publish it. There has been no beta yet. But that is going to be the list of underrated gacha games coming out this year, excluding of course Azur Promilia. It's not an underrated gacha game coming out this year, on most of the auto battlers, waifu collectors that I am waiting for on 2025. Now, some of them are coming 100%. There is, of course, a couple that is not confirmed, like for example, Prometheus and a Crosscore. Those two games are not really confirmed for this year. The others should be arriving this year. The only one that there is still not confirmation, but it should be as well, is going to be Destiny Child. Destiny Child started development last year, so we don't know how far they are right now. The new studio making the game has already a couple titles, so we can assume they do have experience making idle games, and hopefully they can reuse all the assets and we get the same waifus. Once again, no confirmation on this, but it should be hopefully by the end of the year. Now, all that said, that's going to be the list of games that I'm excited for. Do let me know in the comments which ones you are waiting for. Even if they are mainstream gacha games, it's completely fine. Leave a comment down below and tell me which ones you're waiting for. And if you didn't know some of the games on this list, even though if you are a watcher of mine, you probably know all of them because we talk about this topic quite often. That said, that's going to be it for this video. As usual, thank you for watching. Love you all, bossos. Good luck with your pool dinner dates. I'll see you in the next one.
役立たずは楽園から追放するのみ。ブランとノワールのショータイムです。天地万物を切るとはこういうことだ。